Diego people. We're still waiting on Liz. Liz is having some technical difficulties, but she will be with us soon. And E22 is still here. Booyah, Desiree.
Booyah.
So, how was everyone's week? Marie, how did it go?
Doing okay. Still doing my personal shopping with no luck, but I won't give up.
How did the hi Essie, hi Debbie? How did it go Friday?
Oh, you mean the plaque hanging? It went really, really well. I took a video for my group, and because it was kind of like a dedication, it was them that purchased the plaque. So, and then a couple of the members met me down there, and we hung it together, went live in the group, and it went really well. I then shared it to my photography page. So now that it is public and hung, the rest of the public gets to see it as well.
There's our girl. Hold on.
Hello, hello.
Liz!
Hey!
Hi, Liz.
Yeah.
We knew that you were having some technical difficulty, but I knew you were going to figure it out. So we were just talking about hi MB, hi Rebecca. Rebecca says thanks to all the photographers for all the pictures that they share with us all. We know, I thought it was pretty amazing. So I'm sorry I didn't show up, Marie, on Friday. I was running late. And,
that's okay. It was quite emotional. And speaking of MB, I heard you call her out, so she must be here watching live.
She is here. She says, hello, girls.
She's the one that volunteered during the E14 plaque to take the donations, and she did the shopping around up there, found the place, found the pricing and everything. So she did E14. And so when, of course, a few people messaged me whether or not we were going to do anything like a tribute to Harriet, I could only think of MB to go to because she successfully did the first one. So I reached out to her, and so she's the one that actually went to the plaque place, had it ordered, and we kind of went back and forth with the, I guess you call it the free copies of how we want it to look. And then we did, I think the third time was the charm, we finalized it, and then it went from there. We finally received it and hung it. So it's a complete package now. I will say that the money's left over after the plaque. MB finally did the second donation to Pro. In memory of that, it was part of the package deal of the plaque, but any money left over was going to be donated to Crow. So the final donation made to Crow from our group was $735.
Wow.
And so it's the fundraiser is still going on. I think we're at 2,400 now. So
nice.
Yes, very nice.
So I'm talking about Crow does a lot. I'm talking about they help out everywhere. So we can kind of go over, we'll see who's all with us right now. It says we have 33 people with us, but who I know is with us, and we have Debbie Myers, Essie is with us, Rebecca Don, MB, Donna Jones, Mid Woes, or is it Woes? And Bobby, Barada. We have, let's see, Rachel Freeman, Vicki Flynn. Everyone says hello, everybody. We're excited that the season's not over. I'm excited. Right. Melissa Ann is with us. So, are y'all? I'm talking. Do you ever just want like the season to be over, or no? You gotta need a break, right? Marie's shaking her head. Like, Corey came on here. Hi, Corey. So. I'm talking, it's tough. I'm still excited, of course, because E22. I thought the other day, Essie said, did I hear about M15 finally getting a real name? I don't know how I feel about that, but yes, I kind of, I like it. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. I like Emmers. I think we'll all just call him, but I guess, we all have mixed.
No, his name is M.
Right.
And 15 for me is being, I think it's too late. It's too late now. I mean, it's been 8 years. Why change it now if we've been known this for so many years?
Right. I guess it's not like we're out there, Marie. I guess it's not like we're out there going M15 and he goes, "Oh, are you talking to me?" I'm going. I don't know. I kind of always wonder why they didn't name him. So I guess I'll just be pissed off if it's not my name that I want. I'm like, I don't know. Debbie says it's too late to change. I don't really know if it hurts anything. Maybe it makes some people feel
All right,
better.
let's put it this way. He is world famous now for the last 8 years, and especially more so this year. Everybody that's ever spoke of him has given him Father of the Year, Dad of the Year, just because of his accomplishments. And
Yeah.
now you're going to change his name, and that's almost like wiping away his complete existence. And
I
starting over.
didn't think about it like that, Marie, but you are right. I'm talking about. I think that the true all of us and everyone that's here, I think that we'll still keep calling him Emmers, M15,
That's right.
sexy, best husband, best dad. I don't know. You're not in your eagle costume.
Available at the moment.
Available, yeah. So yeah, Debbie just said, what do you think about naming his new mate when he finds one? I'm okay with
I'm
that.
for it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's some pro and some con. I'm a con on that because I honestly believe the original was Ozzy and Harriet, and those are the only two that actually deserve that nest. Since they started the format back then and given all the E's just numbers and a letter, they did the same thing with M15. I just feel it would be wrong to start now doing another one.
I would
I
like a
don't know.
name for her.
I think they need to live.
F23
like Rachel
just doesn't
says,
sound
Emmers.
right.
I think Rachel says she calls him Emmers. That's what I like to call him.
The same as I call them.
Emmers. Yeah. So I don't know, Barb. You're awful quiet over there. Are you biting your tongue?
No, I like M or M15. I mean, that's I've always known him as that, and it's.
And I think you're right. It's too late. They missed that bus. They should have gave him a name after Ozzy was gone. They should have kept giving him a name. But I'm okay. I like Debbie. Debbie says Lady 23. That yeah. It looks like everybody's
Lady,
on
that's
board
pretty.
with I think everybody's on board with just keeping M15's name the same from the comments.
F15 and Lady. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get enough
Jenny
viewers.
from Texas, welcome to Sunshine. Let's
Yeah,
see,
that's what Kathy calls him, is man crush.
Yeah, man crush.
Those are all pet names. I've got a few of my own that I'm
right.
Yes.
I think we're okay. What do you think, Liz? You leave M15 alone, but the new females are
Just leave it alone. Why they don't do it in the first place when he arrived? Why now? Why change history, you know?
Well, we were heartbroken back then, I guess.
yeah, probably.
So right
so.
now, you just leave it as is. You just don't need to be changed.
I saw something about Harriet. Let's see. Rebecca wants to know, will it be F23 that they will call the female? It's R, right?
I hope not.
No, because that's what
Me
means
neither.
she didn't have a home. But if she was accepted, then she does have a home, and she would probably be given F. That was according to the old algorithm and format that they went with. Now they're trying to change things up, so it's all up in the air as far as.
So it wouldn't necessarily be R.
No, R stands for rogue, and that means you don't have a home or a mate, so you're kind of rogue going around. So that's when they initially start courting. That's what the Pritchett's labeled them, is because we had several at one time. So we started with the R4-23 because it's in 2023. So with that said, if a female does come and they stuck with the format like they did M15, it should be F for female of 23.
Okay.
So, but now we don't know.
Maywood Miller.
Big across. Name
she
the female.
Maywood Miller says, I think Harriet should be the only female with the name always. I can kind of,
That's where
respect
I'm
that.
at. I'm sorry.
It's,
So we have
it's
to
so
we have
many
agreed to
emotions.
disagree with some of our group here, but that's the beauty of democracy.
Hey,
So
that's hey, that's what's a good thing. We're all here. We all agree one thing. We love M15 and we love the Southwest Florida
absolutely.
Eagles, and that's one thing that we can all agree on. But I'm kind of on the fence too. Like I agree, M15 should not get a name, but I kind of want the female to have a name. If not, I'll just keep naming them in my house, and nobody has to know
Do
about
that
it.
anyway. I was practicing the sidekick just yesterday.
Wow, we have a lot of people on here that have never been on here. We have Pam Ella. She calls him Daddy Dash. Vicky Flynn calls him Stick Man. I love it. So, speaking of Stick Man, he is pretty good at getting stuff for the nest, isn't he? And
Yes,
building
he
it.
is.
Oh
Hi,
yeah.
Kathy Knight. We have some other people coming in. Susan Duran, Cindy G. She says, good to see everyone again. This is our second podcast. Well, we hope, hey, look, Essie said rogue means just gypsy. I'm trying to keep them going as long as E22 is here at least once a week. We should show up. So unfortunately, E22 did not leave the nest today, guys. So,
Unfortunately.
I stand up.
The question is, will E22 break E15's records?
Oh God.
Mm.
So how long?
I think that's unbreakable.
How many
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
do we have to go? E22
Well,
looks pretty comfortable.
I'm sure. I'm sure hoping he doesn't stay as
197
long
days
as
and we're on
15 because
136 right now.
I'd have to put off my hip surgery for another year if he stays that long.
So
At Eagle time, they leave whenever they feel like it.
Right.
Yep.
hi,
It'll
Marina.
come. The time will come.
And then we have, they just keep coming. I'm talking about, it's like 49 people in here.
Desiree, was that the longest season ever when M15 or E15 was here?
Oh yeah, it never ended for us.
It didn't. And
She
then we
did.
went right back into the following season. We didn't get a break. We were just like, oh my gosh.
I'm with you, Rebecca. Rebecca Don says she's with me. Stay longer, E22, so we can do this longer. I'm glad that you guys really this is such a good group. And Desiree and I were talking about it today. Like, this is the group. We have one more person that is in Costa Rica. But this is the group. And I hope that you enjoy listening to us talk about it. I enjoy learning from you guys, being part of your group. And I love to see, with working with all of you, what we're going to be able to do, and you helping me out, like what we need to bring to the table for people. Hi, Luann. Nice to see you. You're back. I'm really excited to see where this thing goes. I don't know about you guys, but I really, like, out of my podcast, I said forget it, because I was doing it Tuesday and Thursdays. Like, this is my favorite. Like, I enjoy hanging out with you guys. You are I've been looking forward today for days now, and I've been going, don't you leave, E22, don't you leave.
I said that all the way till Saturday when then Desiree showed up. I'm like, okay, you can go anytime now.
Judy says hi, Desiree and friends. Hello, Judy.
Hello.
Oh, Lady Hawk is here. Lady Hawk, I like your videos.
Hello, Lady Hawk.
Yes. And we were just talking about this. So there is a picture, and Lady Hawk, you did the video of E22 and E21 battling out on Pond's Edge, and E22 doing his vampire thing. I have a picture, actually. I won't show it, but it's our layout for M15. And there is a picture that E22 looks just like Daddy, and Daddy's kind of doing the vampire deal. Now, is that just something Eagles do? Or I don't see that often. But E22 had that thing down where he just kind of,
I think that helps them with the balance when they're running. Kind of, if they walk, they can just do it normal like that, but then their body starts shifting when they run, and it kind of like that. So it's kind of how they make
I didn't know if it was like water getting in their wings and they're weighted down, but I'm talking about it just looks so funny. And it's one of my favorite deals when you see them doing that. Marty Lord. Hello. Marty
They
Lord's
also
here.
sit like that to air out, to cool down, and so that's part of the process too, is just holding their wings out to cool down.
So Marty brings up a good point, and I felt like this at one time. Marty said, because calling something as majestic and wonderful as an eagle a letter and number seems as an insult. That is what most people say to her when discussing names versus numbers. Makes no difference to me. I always give them nicknames. And I think that's what all of us, but I do agree they missed the boat. M15 shall say. But I'm glad to see Lady Hawk. Lady Hawk, everybody seems to love Lady Hawk. E15. E15 was here for 216 days.
Yeah.
That is a long time. I didn't know it was that long.
It was a really long time.
So we have a very long time for E22 to beat that record.
It's 136 days old today, so
yeah. So it's almost another 100 days. Or no. What's it? How long was it?
Another month.
Yeah, that's a long time. Oh
Well,
my gosh.
E15 stayed till exactly the first day of the next season, and literally because of her presence, they were not able to build on the main nest, so they built the second nest. So it kind of hindered the process of moving on quite a bit. So in a way, everybody loves it, but it's really not good when they do that.
All right, so Melody wants to know, so they're going to rename M15. We don't know if that's for sure, right?
No.
We don't
definitely
sure.
happening.
Yeah, not sure.
I think it was leaked out as the coming soon via podcast from Jenny Pritchett. But as far as anything publicly made on their website or anywhere on Facebook, I haven't seen that just yet.
Okay, so their Melody, it's not for sure yet. It's kind of just people talking, and he's M15.
Yep.
And hopefully they realize that, but if they do do that. Thanks, Marie Miller. She just said no decision has been made. Susan Duran, this year is different because Harriet's not there. It's totally different. And we were all talking about that. Yeah, I'm talking about it's definitely going to it's changed a lot of things for me. Like, when Ozzy was gone, I didn't like M15, and now I'm like, I can't wait for him to find somebody else because he's done such a great job and he deserves to have love. Well, I don't know why I feel like that, but that's how I feel about him. Like he deserves.
A's and eaglets.
Their sole purpose on this planet is to procreate, and that's their main focus and their existence. Basically, is just procreate and have a mate. So he'll find one, or they'll find him. I should.
Yeah,
say.
they'll find.
Right.
They're fighting for him.
I mean, he's the most eligible bachelor in Southwest Florida.
Sorry?
I said he's the most eligible bachelor in Southwest Florida.
I was just practicing my sidekick yesterday.
Yeah.
So there's a question I've been wanting to ask, and I keep forgetting. Desiree, how far can you see with that lens on your camera? How far can you zoom?
It's an 800 meter.
800 meter. I was talking to somebody about that, and I thought, oh my gosh, like when we were looking at E22 playing around in the owl's nest, it was like so crystal clear. It was pretty amazing, and I thought, wow, it's a lot. All right, guys. So let's everybody's getting worked up over the name change up here. So if it happens, it happens. Nothing we can do to change about it. I don't think M15 will even know what his name is, and I don't think it's important that we name anything a human name. I think all of us right here in this group have stated we're perfectly fine with M15. So enough of the name change. Yeah. See, good vibes only up at the top.
Yeah, I think my screen froze. I think everybody's did.
Really?
Turn off your video and on again, and it comes back.
Who is it? Who's
Okay now?
I don't know. It's not doing anything on my end.
Uh-oh. The
Oh,
bubble.
you're a talking bubble.
you're a talking bubble, Marie. So
Wonderful.
Denise Christine wants to know.
You're back.
Well, we have two people. So Patricia Berardi, and if I butcher your name, I'm so sorry. I try to do my best. Has M15 been around today? I have not seen M15, but I've been trying to get a magazine to print.
Were you at the nest today, Liz?
Yes, I was. He's been around. He's just not in the area. It's more across the road.
He's in his territory.
He's a more around. Yeah, he's around. He's always fly by, check things out, make sure if it's still ours. Oh, the kid is still here. Okay, I guess I might have to get another food.
And
But the
Denise,
female was here today.
oh, the
The
female one?
the female show up.
Is it the same one?
It
How
seems
do we
like
know
it.
it's the
Yeah.
same
The
one?
thing is about this female, you have to kind of see M15 and her both together because they look alike.
You know, I
They're like
noticed on
twins.
your photograph
So
that you
I noticed.
shared.
I'm like,
She has a yellow.
Liz, I noticed on the photograph, she's got kind of like an indentation or like a funny part on her beak as well.
Now, is this the same one that had the brown stuff on her beak for a while, or that's a different one? He's got so many women that want him.
yeah,
Can't
could be a
keep up.
different one. It comes and goes with different ones.
MB says he's smart staying away from that mockingbird. That mockingbird is worse than
Yes.
the owls.
Oh yeah.
I think I would rather have something just hit me and leave instead of just going.
Desiree summed it up when she had E22 reading a book with the mockingbird over there. and
That was so funny. You did that, Desiree, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Nail it.
That was funny.
That was the best ever.
Yeah, I gotta bring that up because that was a pretty cute picture. Let's see.
It was. Mockingbird's going, what you reading there?
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Let's see. How far is it down? Let's see.
It's not too far. It's in a series of photos. So I think she posted like 4 or 5, and it's the last photo of that batch.
So I gotta go back up here.
It's dated on the posted it on like 2 days ago.
Oh, E22 and the Mockingbird. It's in this.
Yeah, it's the last photo of that series there.
Okay, so I gotta show this. It's so funny. So here, I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. If y'all have not seen this, let's see. Which one is it? I hope it's this one. I'm scared to click on it. Oh, what happens? There it is. What's that you're reading the Mockingbird up there saying? And she's over here reading her book. It's so funny. You have to kill a mockingbird is what she's reading. I love that. That was a good one. That was a pretty good one.
That's
So,
hilarious.
I was talking to Desiree today, and I wanted to go back to what's important and to me lately. And I just had 2,000 flyers made for the poison to bring awareness. And I battled back and forth to tell my story, why it means so much to me, especially because I didn't really understand the effects of rat poison that played on raptors and other wildlife. But I've had a something that happened 2 years ago to me that I've never told anybody until today. I talked to Desiree about it because my husband told me, honey, you probably shouldn't say that because you are the owner of Florida Country Magazine and you probably should know better. And I said, just because I own a country magazine doesn't mean that I know everything. So I feel I'm going to share this story with everyone because maybe somebody's been in my shoes. And if not, this is why I'm so passionate about rat poison. So roughly 2 years ago, we had a rat problem. I live on a farm. have horses and everything. And my husband went to Tractor Supply and he brought back these pouches of rat poison. And at the time, I told him, I don't want to put it out because of my dogs. I have 4 little dogs. So he was going to put them in different places. And I said, but what if the dogs find it? And he said, I'll put it somewhere where the dogs won't get it. So as time went on, I said, I don't want the rat poison put out. So he said, fine, I won't. And he put it up on our outside table. And we went in. The next morning I came out and I saw rat poison out of the bag, and it was strewn about 5 little pouches, and I couldn't figure this out. And I ran back inside. I said, one of the dogs got into the rat poison. And he said, there's no way I put the rat poison on top of the table. So we have cameras all over our place. So I went back to look at the cameras, and I will never forgive myself. Like I was telling Desiree, I still, every time I see a raccoon, I think of this. But I went back to the cameras, and there was about 6 raccoons with babies. There was adults and babies, and they had got onto the table and they got the rat poison. And they destroyed this whole bag, and they were all just eating it up like it was candy. And I saw on the camera where they took the bag because there was no bag. So they went out, and I could see where they walked out into the field with this bag. So I walked out there, and the bag was all shredded up, and there was like one more pouch of poison. So I was heartbroken to know that all those that I just killed, I murdered a family of raccoons. So I called my mom, and I told her the next thing that happened was I look over, and my little dog is chewing a packet of rat poison. So I go to get it from her. She swallows the whole thing. I called the vet. She almost died. They kept her, and she was in bad shape, but she survived. And when I called my mom, the worst part about it was I told my mom, I said, these raccoons got this rat poison. It was on camera. And she said, honey, she goes, I don't mean to make you feel bad, but she said, when you see raccoons in a pack like that, they're all females. She said the females go out and they hunt together, and one female stays back and takes care of most of the babies. And it just has drove me crazy. And then when you told me, I never still to this day made the connection of rat poisoning with eagles and owls until the Safety Harbor owl group reached out to us to bring awareness to rat poison. And that's when it really came full circle. And Marie, when you sent me that list of all the animals that die from rat poisoning every year, I'm telling you, you just don't make that connection. So if anything that I could tell people, don't use rat poisoning. I'm talking about, I wasn't trying to kill any animal except a rat. But I ended up murdering a whole family of raccoons. And that was never my intention. I will never forgive myself for that. So if I can bring awareness to anyone in this podcast that doesn't really think about the big picture of rat poison, how detrimental it can be on our wildlife. Yes, Susan, the video of Harriet, that's another thing. You know, if you haven't seen the video on Florida Country Magazine site, that is actually Harriet in 2014 that we suspect had gotten into, ate something bad, but she did, right? Because the baby died.
No, she was sitting on eggs.
Oh, that's right. She
laying.
was sitting on eggs.
It was E14. It was E14 mini.
That ate the rat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's right. So I'm talking about even one of the babies have died from that. And you know, the story we did on the owls, and I have to be clear, it was the mother and father that died. Um, but we had a whole family of owls in Cape Coral that died from this. So my main goal, I just had 2,000 flyers made, and we're going to be passing them out. We're going to hit North Fort Myers, and go around and get this information out. But if I can use my forum as Florida Country Magazine and keep bringing awareness to that, I will.
Thank you.
So I
Thank
look
you.
forward to you guys to educate me. Maybe there's other stuff out there that bring attention to me that I can put in the magazine. I'm talking. That's why I'm glad to have
I'll
this.
also, I'll also add them, because in that group of pictures that I sent you regarding all the adverse effects from the rat poisoning to the wildlife, you'll notice that there was one indicating about people releasing blooms for memorials. There are other options: bird seed, plant a tree. There are so many other options to do rather than releasing blooms. Those are horrendous to our environment and the ecosystem and the wildlife, mainly marine wildlife.
Yes.
Horrible.
Yeah.
You know, I guess you just, you know, for me, when you think, you know, you're just trying to get rid of you don't really think about the big picture. So I do appreciate, Marie, you educating me and sending stuff, because I'm still learning. I know there's so many things out there. That's a good one. Rachel Freeman brought up fishing hooks and lines and the lead.
Yeah.
So we are, and hopefully Eagle Nation doesn't come back after me for their, because I found out Eagle Nation, I guess, they have a copyright, or it's trademarked or something.
Oh, so we got to come up with another name.
Yeah, we found out. So I found that, let's see, balance, or so bad, you are so right. Lead from bullet, or what is it? Where'd it go? Lead from bullets and fishing line. And then Pam said she just saw a post and pic of a fox, and when they did the necropsy on them to see he had died, he had a balloon inside of them. It's just,
That's terrible. The balloons.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Someone's at my door.
okay. They're knocking on it. It's M15.
Yeah, right. I wish.
It's waiting for a sidekick.
So we are going to do the section in each one, and like I said, we're going to start with Liz's photography and how the Eagles, you know, what they mean to Liz and how she got involved in all of this. So we're going to do different stories. It might not always be M15 or pictures of Eagles. It's going to be the church that allows the photographers to stay out there doing a story on them, stories on the Pritchetts. I'm talking about, there's always stuff, but it will always revolve around the Eagles for sure. So it will be bringing awareness, showing great pictures, sharing the love of our photographers. And that's what the section's going to be about. And it'll be in every issue. So I'm excited for that. And I'm already looking for creative ways to do different things. I know everybody loves to look at photos of the Eagles, but we see that through your pages and everything. I would like to tell about the person behind the lens of the camera and learn more about them, because I'm talking about, that's how this all came about. Like, if Jenny Pritchett didn't tell me about Desiree, and then we all met and coming down there, I'm talking about, you guys are just a wonderful group of people. And I'm blessed to have you on here. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
think everyone else loves it too. And I'm looking forward to it, when the season starts up. Yes, Susan. So the next one, we have a Father's Day tribute to M15. And then we will move forward after June, July. We will have Liz will be Liz's photos, Liz photos. We will have a story about her. So,
Look, Marie turned into a cat.
I know. Hooray! I like
Wait a
that.
minute. I don't see that. I see Marie frozen.
There was a cat on the couch.
Rachel said nation's eagle.
She's frozen in my screen.
Rebecca says eagle nationwide. MB says these ladies deserve the exposure. Eagle World. I kind of like that, Donna. Donna Jones said Eagle World. Michael Coletti said Marie is a cat.
Oh, I didn't see it. She's frozen.
So was who? All right. Somebody asked a question. How early do you guys get up to go? And Desiree gets up really early.
My goodness, it's long days towards the summer. I have to get up at 2:30 to be out of the house by 3:30 to get to the nest by 3:30, 5:30.
So it
Because
takes
then
you 2
I
hours.
wipe my car, I put gas, I go to McDonald's. Yeah.
So now people might not realize it, but you come every weekend. So you're
I try to
driving.
come every weekend. It's getting harder now.
Yeah, I know this heat is terrible. Marie, you're back. You're not a cat. We thought you turned into a cat.
Oh, my cat got on the couch.
Yes.
It's like, let me tell you about eagles. But yeah, so what is? How did everyone meet? All through the Eagles, right?
Yes.
I met through the Eagles. I think
Yes.
Debbie said that early. Yeah, Marie is driving on the road, and it takes her about 2 hours to get here. And this is her happy place, right, Desiree?
Yes,
This
definitely.
is Desiree. What do you do for a living?
I'm a dialysis nurse.
So I'm talking about you see a lot. So to get away, that does help you escape.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
We know that Liz is battling stage 4 cancer, right, Liz?
Yes.
And that's your therapy going out there.
That's my therapy. It's a long therapy, and then when I get out of the treatment, if I get there on time, so I just stop by just to see how the nest doing and things like that, and
Now,
it gets me the peace. Hmm.
do you go through the week too?
Yeah, and
So-
during the week when I can, if I'm not over to Moffat.
okay. So, you go all the way to Tampa to Moffat Center. Is that where you're going?
Yes.
There. You're in good care, though. It's a great place. My mom's been there, and my dad went there. It's a very good place. So, how many people are there during the week? Is there a lot of photographers out there during the week?
Sometimes they are, yeah. Today there was about probably 3, me included. The
You were
people comes in and out.
So, did you see anything interesting today? You want to share with us?
Oh yeah, 22 was there, squeeing all the way, of course. Mockingbird, same thing again, pestering that poor baby, but went to the pond.
Ruin it. That's what's ruining E22 leaving early. Is that Mockingbird?
Maybe he will force him to leave early, or not stay in
Early.
the area.
No, Liz. He's E22 staying for a little while. He's got a record to beat. So I still stick to E22's a male, and I don't care. Everybody says that he it's whining all the time like a woman. I say he's whining like a man.
Anybody that's
So
married
yeah,
for a long
he's
time
been
would-
around, and then was playing at the pond, grabbing sticks, and then also a grass.
Oh, really? Now E22 likes to play at the pond.
Oh yeah, loves the pond. And skimming the pond a lot is like maybe trying to get something, like maybe a fish or something.
Let's see. 22 is definitely a boy. Thanks, MB. I totally get it. I love the pond branch 22 sits on. It's peaceful. Yes. Somebody said, yeah. Debbie says E22 wants to break E15's record. Look at them. They're like, no. That would go into, that would almost, no, that'd be another month. It'd be going close into long season. you guys would have to be back every week.
Mm. I'm taking
They
off
don't look like they're too
August and June
excited to
and
come back every week. You know, what else are y'all doing between 8 and 9? They probably want to tell me, oh my gosh, Donna Jones just said a very long thing. She said, this better not be bad. It said, I got my copy of your magazine today, and I started bringing my niece to the nest in 2015, and she met every one of these photographers. And this is 2015. Uh-oh. I lost it. Where did it say? So she said, used to go out there with me a lot, and I got her a little camera. She started taking pictures. So today we went through the magazine, and she saw Desiree's article and picture, and I told her about the podcast and gave her an update on everybody and what your magazine is going to be doing in articles over the next several months. And she was like, oh my God, this is so amazing, and it's so good to see everybody. It's made such a huge impact in her life to meet everybody and to be out at the nest. She's 13 now. And she said what an impact all these photographers and people at the nest made on her life. And Marty gave her a bunch of homemade headband ties, and she still wears them and loves them. And don't y'all live here and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you impact a little girl's life like that, and I'm talking something she'll remember forever.
It's very humbling.
Yeah. What's your favorite part, Barb, about going out there?
A lot of it's the camaraderie with the other photographers, and I met a lot of these ladies pretty much when my husband got sick, and these girls, have become really, really good friends and have helped me through a lot of, pretty trying times.
I find that amazing that each one of you have something like deep seated that everybody's connected over, and like it's lifelong friends. Like I believe all of us will be lifelong friends. No matter what happens. I'm really glad that you guys came into my life, and I think it's made it easier for me too to help dealing and coping with Harriet being gone. I'm talking about we all shed tears together, or we're laughing together or something. It's just good, and I'm glad to have you guys in my life for sure. So
I'm glad to have you as part of our group for sure.
I appreciate
Definitely.
it. Let's see. I saw something. What do the photographers think that E22 is a female or male? What do you guys think?
I think she's a female.
Might be a
Does-
female. Just a guess.
Just a guess, but
I think a
the way she
female
acts-
too.
Yeah, female probably.
All right. So how many females do we have? Liz, 3. Marie, you're with me. Marie, we're
I'm the
right.
boy.
Yeah. Yeah, Marie and I are right. It's okay what y'all think, but it's a male.
Marie,
Pay
you're
me that $20
frozen in
later,
my
Scarlett. No, I'm just
screen.
kidding.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. I think we've had some bad weather here though. Are you dealing with bad weather, Desiree?
No.
Has it been? We've been getting some much needed rain, thank goodness. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but here in Buckingham we are.
It was storming pretty good today.
Yeah, Debbie
Oh,
says that.
Getting it throughout the state of
Yay,
Florida
go
by
Debbie.
Friday.
Lady Hawk says it kind of makes me nervous that Lady Hawk says it's a female though.
All right, Lady Hawk.
Thank you, Sharon.
I love her videos. I do. I enjoy her videos so much.
She's very amazing. She watches a lot of nests, and I mean, I don't know where she finds the time to do all of this. It's crazy. She follows 10 or 12 different nests and does videos for all of them.
Yeah.
Susan Duran says they're both females. And then Diane Betty said, well, we have a 50% chance. Laura Jean Porter Brown, she thinks 22 is a male too. I'm telling you, it's a male. You know, and the only reason why I say it's a male, and this is probably the only, because it's so much smaller. I'm talking about
I think
was,
he's just
but now it's
talkative
getting pretty
because he's
big.
a sassy teenager right now.
Yeah. You ever just look at photos of M15 and just realize how little he is for?
Yes, neck compared to E22.
Right.
Yeah, he's really small. I was looking at a picture the other day, and it was of Ozzy and Harriet, and then there was a picture of M and Harriet. And I thought, wow, I didn't realize how big Ozzy was, too. Ozzy was a big eagle, and him and Harriet were pretty much same size. So
He was smaller.
he was smaller.
Mm-hmm.
He looked
Yeah,
pretty big.
males are always smaller than the females. He just happened to be a
He was
little broader,
noticeably
I think.
smaller.
Right.
Stocky.
I gotta try
Maybe a little
lighting.
muscular and eagle.
Barb, you might turn into a cat too. Ooh, I love that back there. That's so pretty.
There. I'm not sure if it's making me be all blown out or not.
Debbie says that's because M15 he's so small because he's too busy doing daddy dash. Yeah, I said it great. Melissa says I follow all the photographers' page. This is like watching celebrities. I told you y'all were celebrities. I love that. How often will we do the podcast? Well, Michael, I have proposed to them that we do this when season's going. So the thing is that the season's not over because E22 is still there. So I don't know. I guess I can come back by myself if they don't want to come, but I'm sticking to the season's over. I don't think they're going to let me go. Let's see. So are y'all coming back next week since season's technically not over?
I will.
I'll be here.
That's the deal. Come on, Marie.
The rain is coming down now, so it's probably raining at the nest. I don't live too far from there.
Oh, you don't? So
No.
I thought that's pretty cool to live. Like it's in my backyard, but it's a hop, skip, and a jump. So I'm in Buckingham. You're in North Fort Myers. Who's all in North Fort Myers?
Well, I'm in Buckingham.
Oh, that's
I'm in
right.
North Fort Myers.
That's right. We got to go to Rum Buckets.
That's right.
And we got to figure out what Rum Buckets is like. I haven't been there. You haven't been there, right, Barb?
No, I haven't. I went there when it was the hut, but I haven't been there since the new place, since
Yes.
new owners took over.
Yes. So, all right. So we're going to Rum Buckets and talk about Eagles at Rum Buckets. Over Rum Buckets.
That'd be fun.
Maybe we could do a podcast from Rum Buckets.
Oh yeah, that'd be a blast.
Oh my gosh, we have way too much fun. Donna
Is it going
says
to
she's
be on
in
male
Camp
review night or
Coral.
something?
Huh?
Is it going to be on male review night or something?
I know. I don't know. I don't know. Michael's like, I think Michael's the only one on here, but Michael's probably like, no, girls, we're not doing it at the male review. M15's playing. Do, 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 do. He'll be like this. Vampire walk. Hey, Rebecca Dawn is from Alberta, Canada.
Wow.
I think you're the furthest away, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yep.
Michael's laughing at us. Let's see. Laura Jean says, watching the nest on TV, lots of lightning in the distance. Yeah, we're finally getting to, it's pretty dry. Mid is from Colorado. Where is everybody from? That's why I'm interested to see where is everybody from on here. Canton, Ohio. Let's see. Kentucky.
Wow.
Oklahoma.
Norman, Oklahoma.
Let's
Gosh,
see how
I'm
many
talking
states we can get.
Boston. Yeah, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Los Angeles. Michael, Fort Myers. Whoop whoop.
Michigan.
Susan Grant shaking the tail feather. Tampa Bay. Vicki Flynn. Texas.
Michigan.
No, Isabella, I'm not one of the photographers. I own Florida Country Magazine. I am a big fan of the Eagle Nest and have been for a very long time. And I did the article on Harriet to help me get over with. It was a grieving process for me, and in the process, I met these wonderful ladies. I can be a photographer though.
I'm green.
Oh, Lime Green, California.
Wow, Deltona, Cape Coral. Let's see, Rochester, New York, Connecticut. They're from all over.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's pretty amazing. I love it. I just love the people of Michigan. Let's see. I talked to a lady today from Massachusetts. So I can tell you that there's a lot of eagle lovers in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and California and Texas. Those are really, really big ones. Rebecca would love to come meet all y'all in person. We got the Jersey Shore. Carol Brown said we were all meant to meet up. I believe that too, for sure. Arizona. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. So I hope y'all enjoy their photography. Enjoy my magazine. I appreciate it. We got Massachusetts in the house. Bucket list next season to come to the nest. That's a great bucket list. I'm talking about, if you haven't been to the nest, we were talking about this. There is a different view. You can watch this on the cam all you want, and it's great, and it is a great education for everyone. But there's something about seeing that nest on the ground is totally different. It is. It was a different experience for me being down there with you guys. And just seeing it all. What do you think? I'm talking about, how many of you watch the camera all the time? Does everybody watch the camera? Liz.
Liz does.
Do you watch it, Desiree?
When Liz says something is happening, or somebody tells me this is happening, I get on it.
Because Liz keeps everybody.
Because I'm
aware.
working. Or I'm working.
I'm the one that keep everybody in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
try to
tell
watch it.
everything. I tell everybody,
watch it
okay,
when
this is
I'm at
what's
work.
going on. 22 is back, 22 left. Oh, that came in with food and this and that, and
And also, I look up in Marie's page, and she has someone who recaps the whole day.
Party Lord says 24/7 during season, with exception of being asleep. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Diane, it's been hard since Ozzy passed away, for sure. I was M15 hater all up until this season. Maybe not a hater.
No.
Not a hater.
Up to Stuffy.
Yeah.
You started watching.
I remember when you called me, Desiree, and told me Stuffy had accidentally fledged.
How did that get out there? Did they knock it out of the nest?
Yeah.
They did knock it out.
And it was windy.
It was so funny to hear the news talking about that day. It was like breaking news. She's brought back this stuffed animal, but she's brought back some. Is that the only stuffed animal she's ever brought back?
so far, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I was thinking it was an Osprey thing. Nope. There we go. Harry just brought in something.
Right. It's always, that is the scary thing about watching these cameras. You never know what you'll see, for sure. You'll never see what comes back in that nest and what you can see. E22 is acting like Harriet. Where did I just see that?
Well, E22 was playing with the toy as well.
That was funny.
Yeah, the dog toy.
Yeah, it was a dog toy.
So what else is going on? Anything?
No, he's been in and out, and then probably he's out there sleeping across the street, most likely.
Are you coming to the nest this weekend, Desiree?
That's what that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's hard for me to miss the nest, but I have my daughter here, and I'm trying to convince her to take me back to the nest.
This isn't the first time.
For 2 weeks. So
Tell her she needs to go. I'm talking about E22 is working very hard to break a record, and I'm supporting E22 in that. If E22 wants to break a
there
record,
she is, Maria
Yeah.
Sabetta.
I gotta
I
support
saw her.
Marina. There she is.
I've
Marina,
met her because Desiree's dragged her to the nest before.
yes, she's a good daughter, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
She put up with all of us that day. She came out there and even took the pictures for us. I
That
thought
was
that
Marixa.
her. Oh,
That's her
Maritza.
other daughter.
Marixa,
Oh,
she's the
okay.
local one.
Sorry, Marina. I knew the names were They were saying, I just saw Marina. I was like, that's her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was very nice and took pictures.
Desiree's got the nicest girls. They're so sweet.
Thank
Just
Yeah.
like
Very
your mom.
photogenic. Very photogenic.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, do they always come with you, or do you travel sometimes by yourself, Desiree? Or
Oh no, I always go by myself, but
do you?
my daughter, Marixa or Marina, they talk to me or call
Ah,
me every
I
30
like
minutes to make sure everything
Barbara
is
Johnson
okay.
says, seems like a lot of boys are living longer at home. I like that. Yeah, that's another reason it could be a male living in mama's basement. Oh gosh. Well, I'm really excited and I look forward. I'm hoping that E22 sticks around. I know everybody's probably not very happy like I am, but I will hopefully E22, it doesn't matter. We have to do the podcast. Is it next Tuesday? We do next Tuesday, right?
Okay.
Tuesday's good for everybody. You
Yes.
Desiree, good,
It's okay.
Liz? Okay, good. So we will be back next Tuesday. Michael says it's raining on the nest now.
hmm
So we will all be back next Tuesday at 8:00. And we will keep going until season's gone. I can't wait to do this podcast when next season starts. That's what I'm looking forward to. I really am looking forward to that because there's so many things that if we would have done this sooner, like all the stuff we could have talked about that was going on in the nest and the back and forth and the females, like it would have been awesome to get to hear from you guys what it's like witnessing the soap opera from the ground.
The dynamics are going to be so much different because when we could literally, by the sounds or what they're doing, know exactly what's going to happen next. With a new female coming up in their own characteristics, we're starting from square one. I'm trying to figure out her dynamics of, what she's doing, what it means. I'm kind of interested to see if she's going to do the sidekick like Harriet did, stuff like that. That.
Him with that poof. They
Yep.
He
they
loves
like
it.
they like to bounce with that foot, but
Yep.
Harriet was pretty good about that. Just like somebody has a picture of that because I saw a picture not too long ago.
Almost all of us do at one point or another.
Got
Yes.
the poor M. He took it a lot. Like she was the boss for sure.
Yeah, that and along with Harriet's Planned Parenthood on the delay incubation, bringing the eaglets so much closer in age so there's less sibling rivalry and stuff like that. So
Right.
just her being so seasoned.
And don't forget the night feedings.
Yeah, and the nighttime feedings that she does, to the younger offspring that gets beat up all day long. Desiree and I were talking about that earlier today. So there's just a lot of different dynamics and just Harriet being so seasoned. So it's going to be different and kind of new for all of us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Judy. Yes, we'll see you next Tuesday. Now, one thing that I noticed, and tell me if I'm wrong. Let's see. So, what do you guys do after season? So, after season, I'm talking Florida Country. We have a podcast. There is my son. My son has appeared, David Goodman. He says, "You guys are amazing. Great vibes. Love it." So, Florida Country has a podcast that is normally on Tuesday and Thursdays, and I have guests and we talk about different things. The podcast came up because we all enjoy doing this and you guys enjoy watching. So that's what podcasts are about. It'd be interesting and people want to watch. So we started this, but we were at the end of season. So it kind of is messed up. But when season starts, we will start this podcast again. But I know, like for Marie is desperately looking for a break because you've struggled with this. I'm talking about, it's been hard on everyone. But I can imagine Carol Brown said, maybe interesting if the new female is a first-time mom. I think that we're all just going to be happy to see M15 come back and have a new family and see where this goes, right?
God willing.
I want him to come back so bad, and I have faith in you guys because you say he's going to come back to that nest. That's his home.
I want to mention that last week or last podcast, Desiree brought something up and I kind of molded over and put common sense and a little bit of research. Although the female does pick the male, she brought up a very valid thing that the females will come to M15 and she has the female that wins M15 over is going to be the one that ends up running all the rest of them away successfully and can remain there, and then he'll of course accept her. So it's not like she gets the pick, it's whichever one wins, literally his heart is going to be the new female. So he may not leave.
I do agree with that because we've watched that. I'm talking I was when we were I was going through everybody's photos and everything, I was looking at it and I said you know, you see he's had so many opportunities to leave, to go with another female, and he literally put the females off to take care of the babies.
That's the first and foremost concern is their babies. When they're in nesting season at all costs, that's their thing, is to protect their babies.
And that I'm talking about, it's just amazing to see that because he could have just taken off. He could have, you know, left and not taken care of those babies. I don't know. I'm talking, but just to go back and see, like, watching the cam of him hovering over those babies, protecting them from intruders. Like, he was an awesome dad, and he will always be an awesome dad. So
he learned from the best.
He sure did.
He did.
Harriet taught him everything.
Yeah,
and he's a great nest builder.
That doesn't grind with his personality, because he was like that when wanting to see the egg for the first time, his curiosity, and the babies. When that E7, he just wanted to sit on, you know, brood on her all the time on the baby. Didn't want to get up, even in the night. Harriet would have to nudge him.
It's funny to watch his antics. He'll put sticks on top of her, anything on top of her, just to get her to get off the egg so he can have his egg time, you know?
Yeah, he would like shimmy right underneath her.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
It was like he does. It's my time. It's my time to get on those eggs. It is amazing to watch them.
When he sees the first egg for the first time, he kind of does this little rocking back and forth. I call it his little happy dance, you know, because he gets to see it. He's rocking back and forth, trying to get in there to look.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm told we're gonna get to see this again. Suzanne says she doesn't think that M15 would have left those eaglets, and as we all know, he did not. Cindy G says, I hope M15 keeps the same nest and finds a really sweet mate like Harriet. He deserves much good things. He is such an amazing, awesome dad. And I think we all agree with you, Cindy, on that. And then Marie Miller says, what we saw was a real trust build between Harriet and him.
Yep, and it developed over the course of years, because you noticed the difference in how Harriet reacted to what M15 was trying to do, whether it place a stick or move a stick. At first, it was no way. She wouldn't let him have anything to do with decorating the per se nest. And then over the course of time, he just put it down and she looked like, yeah, that's okay, kind of thing, you know. And that was
wait for him to leave and move it.
Yeah, it was always fun to watch, and then watch how the trust built over the time to where before she would just take a quick dive down to the pond for a quick sip and then back again, and then it got to where she would leave for a couple hours over the course of time. So she definitely trusted him after a while. Now we will talk about this because Desiree and I talked about it some time back ago, that when he first came to the nest, E6 didn't like him. She didn't want him. He didn't want him in the nest at all. Hated him. So M15 did his time, in trying to take care of the baby, even though the baby didn't want any assistance from him whatsoever. So that maternal instinct was there from the very beginning. He just didn't know what to do with it right away.
Well, what he actually did was really try to steal food, teach him how to protect his fish.
Those are
'cause he was
lessons,
the
life
only,
lessons.
yeah,
Right.
life lesson. He was the only eaglet on the
Right.
nest.
No, Harriet did a great job with teaching him, because we watched all of that come into play.
Yeah,
And
no doubt about
until
that.
he defied all odds.
This is going to be interesting because typically the females are the bossy ones, and so if he gets a female in there, we know she's going to be the bossy one. So whether or not she does things the way he likes it, is he going to go back behind her? This is all going to be new territory for all of us, and I'm quite interesting somewhat to see it undeveloped. Now, don't get me wrong, my heart is still broken in pieces.
No, but I think M15 is going to be probably more dominant just because of what he's gone through. I can't wait to see when there are new babies with him and a new female, to see, like, is he going to, get in there more, or, how he's going to handle that. Because I'm talking about, he is used to taking care of babies now.
In the first 6 weeks, though, his sole primary purpose is to hunt and feed the family. So the female will always spend the majority of the time in the beginning. And then at some point they share duties as far as hunting, and he'll get into there where, as we've seen with Harriet towards the end, we'll say from 7 weeks on, she kind of takes, breaks over in other trees and lets him do the whole feeding to both the babies. And we've seen that in the past. So I'm kind of interested to see if that's going to play out the same way, whether or not he's going to be the sole provider in the beginning and then feed them. Is she going to allow him to feed them as much as he has in the past because of Harriet's trust with him? So it's a whole new dynamic, and a lot of unknowns going to happen. So we'll have to wait and see.
I know. So we don't know what it brings, but we know that we will all be back next week, and E22 is still hanging out. And I appreciate each and every one of you all being here tonight. We appreciate everyone that's come. Rebecca, yes, he's a super dad for sure. We appreciate all of your support tuning in. We appreciate your questions. Good night, Cindy, to you. And we're glad that everyone keeps coming back. One thing that's amazing is that we can all agree on is that I'm not the only crazy eagle person in this world. I've got a whole bunch of you right there with me. So I enjoy that. And I just enjoy the people that we all have this in common, just the love of wildlife and the love of birds and seeing this. And once again, thank you to the Pritchett's and their wildlife cam, the Southwest Florida Eagle Cam. So appreciate it. And we'll see everyone next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.